Hello everyone and welcome back to Rebel Brick. This is Dark Horizons New Dawn episode 6. Okay, so as you can see, we're not in our ship today. Today we are actually kind of taking the standard escort mission off. Essentially we are here to do a little rest and recover, get a medical screening, and then we're going to go on from there. So as you can see, I'm all the way over here, and no, you can't see very well because I guess I'm sitting a little farther out than what I should have been. Thought I had more of the map. Okay, I think you can see. Here we are. So I'm all the way down here. This is where we are. I know it's a little farther away from you. To try and get all this to work, and with me trying to put figures here and all that, I've actually got this the camera farther away from me than I normally do. Normally I'm working around the camera, but today you're on the other side of the table and I've got everything in front of me. So hopefully we can do this without too much of an issue, and we'll go from here. I do need to get some dice out, so let me get some dice poured out. I will stack them up right there. Alright, so we have Mandrell and Marsha here. They are actually leaving this shuttle, and this is, I'm just using these as props here. So they're leaving this shuttle. This shuttle is going to go up and then meet up with our other ship, so this is now leaving while we are here to take care of just getting like a physical and everything else done, just making sure that we're okay, and we'll see what trouble all ensues here. So our first thing is we're gonna have to report to our command center, which is right here. So we will actually walk all the way over, and we will report. We go to our command center, we report in saying, hey, we're here for our evaluation, make sure everything's good, and then that's what we're doing. At this point we are given barracks. There is a logistical droid walking around. It's a C-130. I'm thinking of an airplane. A 3PO style droid, an Imperial 3PO droid, which is going to be this one. So we will have to find that droid, because obviously the droid is just wandering around. This is its station, that's where it's supposed to be, and then it will lead us from there. So at this point our characters are saying bye. We're going to go look for the droid. Let me get one odd color die, so we have our wild die. Seeing that you can't quite see me on here. Okay, so we have a couple dice here so you can see them. Trying to make sure that you guys can see what I'm doing. Now, these are regular, just taking a quick moment. These are regular just paper tiles, and it is flippable, so whatever side you want. If I want to put it on this side for now, I could, because now we don't have a shuttle there. No big deal. This is all going to be kind of out in space. Whatever. It's like one side is like if you're on a platform above water, and the other one's out in space. So we're out in space here. Doesn't matter too much. I'm just trying to get it all to kind of link up. I had some other tiles, and I never really looked at it all that much because I had picked these up as we were transitioning into doing Dungeons and Dragons, and I have a bunch of tiles that I have a lot of furniture I can put out. So I had to kind of set all that stuff off to the side. Making tiles like this aren't overly difficult. I mean, you could just do it in a regular Windows program or something like that, like a Paint or something. Really what you're looking for is each square to be roughly about 1 inch squared. Our tiles here, if you notice, they're a little bit bigger. If this was a 3x3, that would actually work better. That would almost be perfect, but this is a little bit bigger, not too big of a deal. It gives us a rough idea, and I do like having a different color here so you can see which one are our characters compared to just regular other characters. So moving on from here, now we have to do kind of a little check. We're going to figure out, all right, well, where is this droid going to be? It should probably be where it's supposed to be, but obviously it is not. So I'm going to roll 3 dice here because I have a 3D for my streetwise. So we'll just see if we can surmise where this is. I got a 6 on the wild die. We got a 6 here, so that's 12, 15, and I could roll even higher if I really needed to. I think with a 15 we should definitely be able to say, yep, the droid should be kind of wandering around in a certain area. So we will go look for a droid, walking through, and in comes our droid with a data pad. So we meet up with the droid, tell our droid, hey, we are here. We're supposed to get some lodging because we're here for medical review. Might take a couple days, maybe it won't, whatever. And the droid tells us to follow the droid. So we follow the droid. Droid goes over here, deals on a computer. Looks like a chair here and a computer sitting right there. We will kind of sit patiently. Takes a few minutes. The computer or the droid tells us we're in this cabin. These cabins are meant for others that are coming in. This is going to be a turbo lift. There will be some other floors here. As you can see, there is a name here from the company or whatever. I don't really remember. I will give them a shout out here. Something Mastery. D20 Radio Storage Mastery is what it says here. Maps Mastery, that's what it is. Typically done for like a D20 because D20 is the biggest system out there, but we're using it for a D6 and it works perfectly fine for that because like most systems, you kind of run off of a grid type session here. Okay, so we kick our feet up, we will kind of lay down, relax, take her easy. We hear kind of a big thud or an explosion or so, and with that, alarm klaxons are going off. So here we haven't even really fully relaxed, haven't even gotten our boots off, and alarm klaxons are going off. And now we have to deal with all that. So we spring up, trying to figure out what's going on. We look at each other. You know, alarm klaxons. This is a secured space station. There's no asteroid belt right next to us or anything, so that shouldn't be a problem. What's going on? So we exit out. We hear blaster fire. This is going there. We have our personnel going, checking things out. And I'll just randomly put that droid there. We have one droid sitting over here. We'll just put him in front of the console. Alright, let me see how many we have here. 6. So we're going to have 6 pirates coming in. So these are going to be our pirates with the black base here. They're coming in from here. There are to be 6 of them. Because he's already got a black base, I'll grab that guy. Trying to figure out what else I can throw out here. Let's see. We'll just have to kind of keep in mind that we have one. Trying to look around here and see what else we all have. I got a bad guy here. I can use that one. That's got a police officer badge. I don't want to use that. 5 and this will work. 6. Oh, that was you with the bottle. My youngest daughter's taking care of bunnies here this morning, so strange noise, and I'm trying to figure out what it is. All right. So if you guys heard that, that was a bottle. To me, it almost sounded like a scream from upstairs or something. Okay. My daughter's laughing at me. Although she's got those cute little bunnies out playing around. Alright. I'm looking at the bunnies and I'm kind of Oh, that's who else is out. Okay. Seeing a bunch of bunnies out, and I'm trying to figure out who's all out here. Alright. Trying to make sure that we don't have boy bunnies and girl bunnies. And okay. That's what I'm seeing. We got one cage. We got one gray bunny and 2 black bunnies, and I see gray bunny and I see black bunnies, and she just had girl bunnies out, and I want to make sure that we don't have... He's right behind, underneath you. Huh? He's brown? Well, brown, gray, whatever. Just trying to make sure we don't have boy bunnies and girl bunnies having fun together, and next thing you know, we're going to have more bunnies. So, alright. Distractions aside. Alright. So, we have 6 people coming in. This droid bites the dust. So we are engaged here with them. We're gonna roll. We're just gonna roll a simple D6, and then I will give. If it's a tie, I'll give it to them because they're coming in expecting to have a fight. We're just jumping out of our bunks and that and trying to figure it out. First one is them. They get a 4. Second one is us, and I get a 1. So obviously they have first shot. I'm not really expecting much of a fight because I mean our characters have not done very good for fights. I get a fly flying around. Alright, so here we are. We are gonna try and just see if we can't dodge and get out of the way. Alright, so I'm gonna do a dodge of, I have a 3D plus 1. So I'm gonna roll 3D. Oops, I need to have one of them as a wild die. I'm gonna move this off to the side so I can roll this. Alright, so I've got 8, 13. So with me dodging, Mandrel's still inside. I'm dodging. I'm probably going to go in here and just lock the door or so. But with me dodging out of the way, for their range, I'm going to say it's probably going to be a 15 to hit. Because they're also shooting through a doorway, so kind of partial cover-ish. That would be a 15 plus the other 13. So now that means that they have to get a 28 in order to hit me. That really increases my chance of survival. I will take one pot shot when my turn comes up. Seeing that I am the only other one here, and one had already shot and taken out this, or let's kind of roll. We'll see how many shot and took out the droid here. And it looks like 4 of them shot, so that means that only 2 of them can shoot at me. We're going to give them 4 dice, and remember they have to get a 28 or better. And I get a 1 on the wild die, so that means it takes away one of the 6s. So with the 9, that's a miss. And the next one, oh, holy shishkis. Okay, so we got a 6 on the wild die. We got another 12, that's 18. I get 23. 23. I got 28. So that means that they hit me. So this is a good example of, with this system, as much as I don't really like it, you can get some really outrageous numbers. So I did get hit, and they didn't have a lot of dice here, but I did get hit. So their guns are only doing 4D damage, and I've got 28 hit points. Okay, so we got 12, 2, 14, 17 damage. So that takes me down from 28 to 11. Alright. I'm going to use my action to sneak inside, because that's part of my dodge. I'm dodging back into my room, and then we are going to lock the door. So I'm going to do a roll, a security roll, which is, I believe, under technical. Actually, I don't see it. I believe security is under technical. Let me grab the book here and see what it says, or what I can come up with real quick. Actually, this one might be even easier. So this is the Game Master screen, and it's upside down for you, and I got lights here. Okay, so the Game Master screen is kind of nice because it does have a lot of the useful things that you're going to run into. Let's see if there is a security here, and I don't see security offhand, just taking a quick glance. So I'm going to open up the book, look for our stuff. Alright, force users, battles, okay, space combat, character elements. Alright, I think I'm getting close. I have improved weapons, the space transports, perception, technical skills. Let's see, what do we have for technical? Drives, hyperdrives, maintenance, shields, no. Shields. I don't see a list here. Which is not very good, because normally it's all in order here. Capital starships, beast riding, archaic, tactics, survival. And unfortunately, this is just a part of the way things kind of go at times. Sometimes you do end up stopping to try and find certain things. Security. Sensors, shields, skills. Security, page 65, okay. Not quite far enough. 65, okay. Security. Yep, I was right, it is under technical. For locks, alarm systems, and that, okay. So, I have just a regular 3 dice that I get to use for security, and if Mandrell wants to help me, he can add 1 die, so we're going to use 4 dice to try and add to the security lock on the door. So whatever it is, it's going to be a 10 plus whatever we roll here. I get a 4 on the wild die, so that's 5 here. There's 10, 14. So let me just grab a sheet of paper. Okay, door lock equals, what do we have? 10, 14, so it'd be 24. Okay. Alright, so that means that we have a slight chance at keeping ourselves from getting blown to bits. As we've noticed before in our previous sessions, which is why I was kind of going back and forth where we're inside of a starship and we have better armor and all that stuff, which I didn't really take into account on this one, because I do have armor. And I got hit. I should actually add 3 points because I have bounty hunter armor, which is -7 for physical because I rolled all this, and -3 for blaster. So that means I should have a 14 instead of 11. Okay. All right. Because we're doing a little bit of a hybrid. Like I said, rolling for some of these and keeping that as a set number is something that you get out of like the space, the West End games when they did space, adventure, and fantasy. So I'm using that system. I think it speeds up combat a little bit better. Unfortunately, it does make it very deadly, and you know, I've had to try and finagle things to try and keep our characters alive. I'm not trying to cheat rules. I'm just trying to. I usually err on the side of the characters, more so when I'm playing with friends, because if they're not happy and they're not having fun, no one's going to be here. And everyone that's watching, I hope you enjoy how I'm doing this, and you see that I try to play it like I'm playing with a group, and I do err on our group. If you want to say it's plot armor or something else, you can throw that in there. I do try to err so that way the group that is playing is having a lot of fun. I'll try and spare their characters from dying all the time and all that. I'm not here to kill off characters. I'm just here to try and have fun, and they understand that, and that's why everybody's willing to get together whenever we can. It's just that having friends that only have every other weekend, and then my wife is off the same weekend, makes it kind of hard because the wife wants to have some fun and go out and do things as well. So we don't get together as much as we would like, but it's the way things go. So let's see. We're locked inside. They're storming in. We have no idea what they're coming for. I kind of do, but anyways, my characters don't know what's going on. I do. We have these guys coming in. As the alarms are going off, I want you to keep in mind that this has got multiple levels. This isn't just a single level little. It is a fairly small star base or whatever, but it's not just a single level. There's going to be multiple levels to this. So at that point, now we're going to have a small contingent of stormtroopers kind of coming through. Remember, this is where they're setting up. Or this is our turbo lift to go from one level to the other. We're actually on an exterior level, mainly because, you know, if you have everybody that's coming in on one level and then they can just be manned with a light crew, the rest of the level can be taken care of all the other people. Had to take a drink there. My throat's getting dry. All right, so we have stormtroopers coming up. And I will, actually I think I'm going to use our red ones because I already have bases with them. So we're going to have 2 stormtroopers coming up at the end of that round. These guys come in. First guy's going to fuddle with the door. These guys are sitting there. We're going to have 2 of them here, and that one's sitting there. All right. So now they're going to be in combat. I'm just going to use, everybody's got 2 dice, so I'm going to give a max of 12 hit points or so. And I'm going to do that back and forth. Okay, these guys aren't supposed to be anything spectacular. They're just pirates. They're just standard people looking to try and get some resources or money or whatever else. Ultimately, they know it's a star base. If they can sneak off and get another ship and maybe some extra credits, that's what they're trying to do. Quick hit and run. Get some stuff and go. So this guy right here, he's going to only have 3 dice for, to try and open the lock. Remember, he's got to get a 24, and he's got a 1, so that takes 1 5 away. So all he's got is 5. So he doesn't make it through there, and yells it's locked, and the other ones say leave it. Think of it as like a bank heist. They're trying to get in and out of here as fast as they can with whatever they can get, and then go from there. These 2 are going to shoot at each other because I've got a guy here and I've got 2 people here, so they can shoot at him. This is an extreme range, so at this point I'm going to say they're going to need probably a 25. Okay. You're only going to get 3 dice to do it. Well, no, I was doing 4 dice before. Alright, they're going to 4 dice, they get a 25. Alright, so we got a 3 on our wild die. There's our 9, plus another 5. So that takes us to a 14. First person misses, second person takes a shot. Oh, we got a 6 on the wild die. So we got 10, 22. We got a 27. So that person got tagged for 4 dice worth of damage. He's only gonna have 12 hit points. And we got 10 here. Our wild die is a 4. So this person is gone. Boom. Mechanic is gone. Just kind of wiped out. Very lucky roll. Okay. So we hear muffling outside. We don't know exactly what's going on outside of here. Because we're locked in our room. This person is trying to confront them. Obviously, 4D. Because he's already waiting for them as they're coming around. He's shooting 1 through 3, 4, 5, 6 right here. So 1 through 3, that's that gentleman. So he's going to roll 4 dice to try and hit. And all he needs is, at that range, I'm going to say probably a 10. Because he's over here, he's not kind of half blocked or anything. And he's got 10 there. 15, 16 total for 4 dice worth of damage. So we have 6. There's 10. There's 12. This guy bites the dust. Okay, nice and simple. Like I said, I'm not trying to make anyone overly powerful or anything else. Our stormtroopers, though, because they will have armor, and the fact that they've gone up to stormtroopers, they will have 3 dice, okay, for body. So we'll go from there. Okay, that one's down. These guys are scuffling along. One of them, or these two, are picking up the droid along the way. Anything that they can get for possible, because this droid does have some sort of information. It's an Imperial droid, so if they can get any information from the droid, you know, you can take it along with, maybe get something, maybe they don't, maybe they just sell it for some parts quick. Alright, so this person's here, sees them going through, but he's still in a firefight with this one. Our stormtroopers come out, and he's kind of blocked from that one. So now these two are turned around and fighting. We're still locked inside. Okay, stormtrooper first, firing against him. Most stormtroopers, and actually let me pull this up here. The characters. Let's see here. I know I have stormtrooper stats just sitting here, but it's not in that. Okay. When I open this up, I start finding my characters. This is a very nice book because it even gives you some of the timelines. So if you're trying to actually follow a timeline, kind of like what I'm doing, it does tell you where everyone sits at what time frame. Forcer, Army Trooper, Naval Trooper, Imperial Stormtrooper. Okay, so he's got a blaster 4D, which is what I kind of thought. Oh, and his stats are 2. Okay. So his body is only a 2, just like everybody else, but he's got the armor that can negate a 1d6. So I'm going to roll this one. So 5. Storm. Blaster. 5. And then as far as melee goes, that's 2 dice. So that's 6. Melee. 6. Okay. Alright, so that gives me just a quick view of what we have. How much damage that they can, their armor can absorb before it actually starts doing damage to them. Alright. Stormtrooper's going to shoot. He has blaster. Is 4D. So we have, and he's only got to get a 10, so we'll see. I think he makes it. There's a 5, there's 9, 10, 11. So he hits him, and his blaster pistol is doing 4 dice. So there's 10, 14. This guy is gone. So I'm just going to take them off of there. That way I don't have figures crowded all over the place. This one's sitting here. He's going to shoot at that one. This guy, let's see here. This is a doorway all here. So I'm thinking that this guy is going to shoot at that lead person. I'll resolve this one first. Let's see, we got a 6, a 12. Our wild die is a 3. So there's a 15, 16. So obviously he hits. Does 4d worth of damage. Okay, so we have 6, 11, 13. This one goes. Alright. So they just wiped out all that. Shooting right here. And we get a 1 on the wild die, so that means I take one of the 5s away. So he only got an 8, so that means he hits somewhere in here, just missed him, whatever the case is. Missed that individual. They're going to skedaddle here as fast as they can. Trying to get through. He's going to come out, start shooting. If I can get them to stand up. Stormtroopers come through, and then they're going to shoot as well. So I'm going to guess that they're all going to shoot at the back person. You don't have to declare it right away. I'm just going to say that that's the first person they're shooting at. If it was like the movies or whatever, when they always say that stormtroopers are really bad at shooting, I would say that they're just shooting in a general area, just laying down the suppressive fire instead of actually trying to say we're all going to shoot at one individual. So I think that's what's kind of going on. They're going to shoot at this one. Need a 10 or better. So I got a 2. Here's our 12, 16. Hit that one. We got a 6. That's 12. So that actually takes this character out. Just fall out of here. Okay. Now with that one being gone, that means that the droid falls. This person's a little off kilter a little bit. They're going to keep shooting. Next one in line. I'm going to add a 15, seeing that this person was kind of blocked. I've got a 4. There's 10, 14, 18. So that character got hit. Uh-oh. Alright, so we got a 6 and a 12, so I can re-roll that if I needed to. But obviously, we are well above what that character needs to be deleted here, so that character's out of there. And our officer here is going to shoot. Uh-oh. Oh. My daughter's cleaning bunny cages, so she's saying she's a little warm from cleaning bunny cages. Okay. So he needs, I'm going to say a 20. So we have 6, 12, 17. There's 20. And I could roll that for more if I needed to. So obviously hit. Oh, there's a 1. Takes the 6 away. So now we have a 5. So that person is hit. Not dead. Let's see, we want to go -5. So still has 7 points of health left. Character gets to the backside here. It's going to do a security check. And I'm going to give him 3 dice to get a 10 to try and pop that open. And I've got 6, 7, 8. So not enough to pop open the latch there. Stormtroopers are flying down, not quite there, I don't believe. This person's going to come around to the other side. Yeah, somewhere in there. There is actual how many squares that they can move. I'm not worried too much about it. I just figured it's going to take them a little bit to get there. At this point, there's no combat. We're going to do one more round for that character to get in. And obviously that doesn't work because we got a 1 on the wild die that takes our 5 away. So that individual only got a 2. Our stormtroopers are going to get around. They're going to shoot. Now they have 4 dice to roll. And there's a 10 right there, which should be enough. We got a 2 and a 2, so that we have 14. All they have to do is get a 7 or better. And, oh my goodness, first one only does 2 points of damage. Wow, 4 1s. 4 dice, 4 1s. That's a really bad roll. Can't get any worse than that. Okay. So, we're at -7. 5 points left. Our other stormtrooper shoots. I got a 11 here. 15 total. 4 dice. And there's a 6. A 10. So that individual is gone. Threat is averted. There they are. Okay, our characters, like I said, our characters are not really set up for doing regular combat. Even with the armor on, I mean, I took quite a bit of damage on that first round, doing exactly what I figured I would do. I was just going to try and run and hide. I think my characters are cursed for actual regular combat, so that's something that I think they know they can't do. Mandrell is going to try and do a heal. And I have control, sense, and an alter. I'm trying to remember what I was using before. Let's see here. I believe there is Force Heal in the main book, which is what I'm using. And if you notice, when I use Mandrell like this, he's not a Jedi. He's what I call a Force Mystic. And with that being he's using the Force a lot like regular Jedis. It's just how his society has viewed the Force and everything else. To them, it's more of a magic than anything. And he's never really done any formal combat training. Essentially, they use the Force for like healing and stuff like that. So, alright, accelerate healing. So that is just control. So that means I've got two dice I can use. Let's see, +2 modifier to both strength rolls. Alright, I think I was using 2 abilities before, but it's only control. So the way I'm going to do this is this. I've got 2 dice. We got a 2, we got a 6. Okay? And then I do his healing. I think I was doing it where whatever I rolled, it was half that. I should have written that down. Yeah, I think we'll just do it as that. So she gains 3 points or whatever. That takes her up just a little bit. They're in they have a medical facility. The combat is done. At this point, for the rest of their stay here, everything's going to go nice. They do, because we have that common theme running, and I want to kind of explore into this. The combat is a small part here, and I'm explaining this to you because I'm changing a little bit on, because combat's done. We're cleaning this. I'll clean all this up. They have an extra motive here. They want to see if they can't find out anything about this prisoner exchange that keeps going on in their common run. Because, they do understand their commander. They don't believe their commander is lying to them. But on the other hand, they grew up hearing some of the stories of how the Empire was. And when you think of the original trilogy that was done, so that would be episodes 4, 5, and 6, how ruthless they are, how much they would, just blatantly attack people or whatever if they weren't doing things fast enough, good enough, whatever. Just kind of a ruthless mentality. That's what they grew up hearing. So even though they trust their commander, they don't know if there's something else going on that maybe their commander doesn't know about. So that's really what they're looking for. So what they're hoping to do is maybe jack in to this computer here. So our characters are going to kind of jack in here, just try to see if they can't find any information out whatsoever. And being honest, as we've run into some of these questions before in our group, and I'm going to share this with you. The way I've always treated a lot of these, like a Star Destroyer with a star base or whatever else, essentially everything is kind of on its own, but they don't really understand, they don't know how interconnected everything is. So maybe there's something here, maybe there isn't. Maybe there's information shared between the computers on the ship and this space station when they were linked up at one point, or maybe this space station knows something that the their ship doesn't know, or whatever. Okay, so that's where we're kind of going here. I will do. Shoot, now I'm gonna have to look that up, because there is a skill for trying to hack and all that. So let me try and look that up here. Let's see. I don't think it's just a hacking. Healing. Skills. Let's see here. We have trying to look through the skills. What would actually work better? Because this has actually got a list of all the skills. When you print off your character sheets, you'll notice that you don't have every skill listed. Although they're there if you want to try and up them, and then you just have to write in the other ones. It's just giving you a list of the more common skills that character would most likely use. So, let's see, there's bureaucracy, probably computer programming and repair is what I think it would probably be under. And that's page 62. And computer programming and repair, I believe, is a technical skill. So I'm going to look this up real quick. 62. Okay. And technical skills, yes. Familiarity with computer security procedures and the ability to evade them. Okay, so here, I'm going to read this. So, computer programming and repair. Characters use this skill to repair and program computers, which is self-explanatory. It also covers a character's familiarity with computer security procedures and his ability to evade them. When a character attempts to defeat a computer security and get access to restricted data or programs, determine a difficulty. So that would be the one. Looking at my character, I only have a 3D, and Mandrell has only got a 2, so we will use Marsha here. Alright, so I've got 3 dice. I'm really looking for something honestly. If they were to roll a 30, I would give them information. We'll see how close they get, and then I'll give out whatever information that I will give them, and I'll explain why I do whatever I do. Okay, so at this point, they're getting nothing. They got an 8, so that didn't even make even a 10 to just say that maybe there's a name or something that they heard of or something. But at this point, there's nothing here. So that's her attempt, and as far as she's concerned, there is nothing. So they just go on their business about making sure that they get their physical done, everyone's healed up, everything goes on from there. The good news is for our group and for the space station here, the only thing they lost is 1 droid, which they didn't lose the droid, they were able to recover it. Otherwise, that was it. We'll end it here. I'll give my characters 5 points for doing, what they would probably do to survive. Like I said, my characters have always been terrible as far as these characters go. I've had some really good characters that have been able to just throw down and do brawls and good long extended fights, but these characters seem cursed as far as actual combat goes. So knowing that, I'm going to have them a little bit more reserved. Try to do any fights in like vehicles or something like that. I think they do better in that. So with that being said, we're going to end things here today. Thank you so very much for joining me. I hope you appreciate our next chapter, and still trying to go on to that little thread that keeps getting thrown out to them about, hey, is there something going on here? Yes or no? If you like how this is going, leave me a message. Let me know. If you think that there's something you don't agree with or how I'm doing things, that's fine. I'm willing to listen, and I'll reply back with, hopefully I explain why I'm doing what I do, because that's the other part. For the people I play with, I like to have them understand why things are. Maybe I over-explain it, I don't know. They usually understand. We don't have very many arguments because they understand I usually try to err on their side or whatever, and I'll let them know. And usually I don't think I get very many questions as to why I'm doing certain things, and it seems like I'm blocking them or whatever else. Obviously, with a roll like this, that doesn't even make a 10. A 5 is a very, very simple, something that should be almost a given. Like starting up a car and just driving to a store would be like a 5, and I'm not even going to make someone roll for that. A 10 is a little bit more challenging and all that. We had the one roll here. We had 4 dice and we had 4 ones. So, we sometimes we flub up just the simplest things. But we'll end it here. Again, thank you so very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this. leave a comment and let me know what you think if you feel inclined to. And have a good day and keep working.